I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Village Board for April 23rd, 2024. Would you please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
President DeSimone,
Here.
Trustee Carmona,
Here.
Trustee Fry,
Here.
Trustee Lomax.
Here.
Trustee Penicola.
Here.
That's five.
At this time, we will move to public comment. Does anyone wish to address the board? If so, please approach the podium and state your name.
No.
Seeing no
No.
public comment, this will conclude public comment. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the April 9th, 2024 Village Board meeting?
You have a motion?
Is there a second?
Yeah, second.
Any modifications to the minutes? Please call the roll.
Trustee Carmona,
Yes.
Trustee Fry,
Yes.
Trustee Lomax.
Yes.
Trustee Penicola.
Yes.
That's four.
Motion carries, the minutes are approved. And the next item of business is to approve the warrant in the amount of $969,601.44. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Is there any discussion on the warrant? Please call the roll.
Trustee Carmona,
Yes.
Trustee Fry,
Yes.
Trustee Lomax.
Yes.
Trustee Penicola.
Yes.
That's five.
Motion carries and the warrant is approved. It's four, right?
Four.
Four.
It's been a long day.
Would the Deputy Village Clerk please read the 14 ordinances and resolutions on the consent agenda that were discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting?
Number one, ordinance amending Chapter 3 of Title 3 of the Bensenville Village Code to regulate the transfer of liquor licenses and changes to licensee information. Two, ordinance for text amendments to amend Title 10 zoning, Chapter 7 uses, and Chapter 11 definitions. Three, ordinance granting a special use permit, daycare center at 1347 Irving Park Road. Four, ordinance granting special use permit, daycare center at 2 South Addison Street. Five, ordinance granting a special use permit, motor vehicle repair and/or service at 211 Beeline Drive, Unit 1. Six, ordinance granting a variation fence in the corner side yard at 352 South Church Road. Seven, ordinance granting variations for a new electronic message sign within a new monument sign at 500 West Jefferson Street. Eight, ordinance denying a special use permit, medium industrial, and granting variations driveway width and tree replacement rate requirements for 740 County Line Road. Nine, resolution authorizing the execution of a contract with Corrective Asphalt Materials LLC of Sugar Grove, Illinois for the 2024 pavement preventative maintenance program in the amount of $89,865.60. 10, resolution waiving competitive bidding and authorizing the execution of a purchase order to Polydyne, Inc. for the purchase and delivery of polymer and the not to exceed amount of $24,515. 11, resolution authorizing the execution of a contract with Murphy Construction Services LLC for parking lot improvements at the police station at 345 East Green Street in the not to exceed amount of $11,000. 12, resolution authorizing the execution of a purchase order with Row Velocity for 2 utility vehicles in the not to exceed amount of $31,616. 13, resolution authorizing the execution of a contract with Midwest Mechanical for removal and installation of village-supplied pump package for the cooling tower at Edge 2 in a not-to-exceed amount of $11,252. 14, resolution authorizing a purchase order for Zamboni Company USA, Inc. for the purchase of an ice resurfacing machine in the not-to-exceed amount of $123,330.
Is there a motion to approve the 14 ordinances and resolutions listed on the consent agenda and as read by the Deputy Clerk?
You have a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Before we go to roll, can I just ask one question? I just want to make sure on number 7 that we had no public that objected to this sign at the golf course. Because I guess there was an objection to the sign at the library for an electric monitoring sign and none at the, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, no one at the public hearing.
Okay, thank you. Having a first and a second, please call the roll.
Trustee Carmona,
Yes.
Trustee Fry,
Yes.
Trustee Lomax.
Yes.
Trustee Penicola.
Yes.
That's four.
Motion carries and items on the consent agenda are approved. Under Community and Economic Development, a resolution to enter into a contract with Clean Slate LLC for the 2024 lawn maintenance program. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
You have a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Being a motion and a second, do we have discussion?
Okay, so these first two resolutions are for our lawn and alley maintenance programs this year. We were due to renew. Typically, we do a one-year contracts with a couple of renewal periods. If you remember, our lawn program 2 years ago, we had issues with the contractor, so we entered in temporarily, basically last year to fill out the rest of the year, and then had to rebid for this year. It was a good thing. We actually had 9 bids for the lawn program and 6 for the alley. So we got a lot of competitive pricing. Clean Slate was our lowest for the lawn care. Essentially, lawn cuts will come in at about $50 a cut, which it's over 8 inches in grass height is when we cite of a property for needing to be cut. So staff's recommending approval of Clean Slate. It's 1 year with 2 renewal options for a total of 3 years if we choose to.
Any questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Carmona?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries, resolution is approved. 2 is a resolution to enter into a contract with Lizette Medina and Company for the 2024 alley maintenance program. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
Give
Do I
motion.
have a second?
Second.
Being a motion and a second, do we have discussion?
So similar, so Clean Slate doesn't do alleys, so we went with a separate company due to the alleys. This was the lowest qualified bid. Costs range from $75 to $200 for alley maintenance, depending on if you go all the way up to get trees or bushes or stuff like that, could increase the cost. We haven't done alleys in, I think, 3 years, which is typical. We usually wait a few years in between doing alleys. We don't do them every year. So looking to attack alleys hard this year. But similar setup, if we want to renew for next year, we have 2 renewal options. But Lizette Medina is also a new contractor to the village, but very qualified, would check with all the references. So staff is recommending approval.
Any questions from our board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Carmona?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries, the resolution is approved. Number 3 is a resolution declaring 112 North Center Street as surplus property. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
Give
Do I
motion.
have a second?
Second.
Being a motion and a second, do we have discussion?
Yeah, so 112 North Center is a village-owned lot just north of downtown here. In order to dispose of this property, the village first needs to declare it surplus. So the intention is that the village will seek offers for redevelopment. It's an R3 single-unit district lot. So the resolution declares the surplus, authorizes the village manager to obtain proposals, and then it directs the village clerk to make copies of the appraisals available to any party. We did have an appraisal redone recently. It was appraised at $48,000. Staff does anticipate basically getting an appraised price for this property.
Any questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Carmona?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries, the resolution is approved. Under Finance is a resolution appointing Zions Bank Corporation National Association to serve as successor, paying agent, and registrar, as well as successor escrow agent. Is there a motion to approve?
Give a motion.
Second?
Second.
Being a motion and a second, do we have discussion?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll put on my treasurer hat for this one. BNY Mellon has long been our calculation and paying agent for the village's bonds. That means that they're in charge of making sure that our principal and interest payments go to the bondholders in a timely manner. BNY Mellon is getting out of this business, and they sent us a notice that they are no longer doing the bond and paying agent work. So we worked with our financial advisor. We identified Zions Bank. Zions Bank is a publicly traded bank with $90 billion in assets, and they will be doing the calculation and paying agent work for us. So this resolution authorizes Zions Bank Corp.
Any questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Carmona?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the resolution is approved. Under Recreation is a resolution approving a sales agreement with Quiet Light Solutions to replace the sports field lighting at Redmond Park in the not to exceed amount of $65,634.24. Is there a motion to approve?
Give motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Being a motion and a second, do we have discussion?
Yep. Back in 2023, the Redmond Park Lighting Project was on the Community Investment Plan. Unfortunately, at that time, the amount budgeted was insufficient, and there was not a ComEd rebate program that we were able to use. So we decided to push the program for another year. Now in 2024, this program does work with a ComEd energy rebate program, and is going to save the village a lot of money. We budgeted $350,000 for this project, and the low bid came in at $65,634.24. Chris Duza was a major player in getting all these bids. He did a fantastic job, and we're going to be able to save the village some money.
Nice work. Any questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Carmona?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries, the resolution is approved. Under Village President's Report, I have, the village is proud to offer village residents free mulch once again this year. Public Works will begin delivery on May 13th through the 17th of May. Residents must complete an application and waiver by May 7th. Please see the village website for more information. Clean up and cash in by holding household yard sales on Thursday, May 30th through Sunday, June 2nd. To host a yard sale, residents must complete a yard sale application and obtain a free permit. Completed yard sale applications can be dropped off at Village Hall or emailed. Applications are available on the village's website. That will conclude presidential remarks. Do we have a village manager's report?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have 2 items. Our refuse contractor, Republic Services, has begun picking up yard waste again for the year and will do so through November. The yard waste needs to be either in a biodegradable bag or in a container clearly labeled yard waste. Those stickers are available at the front counter of Village Hall. And then finally, we are continuing to accept applications for police officer candidates. More information is available on the village website, so if you know anyone who wants to be a police officer, please consider Wentzville.
Do we have a village attorney's report?
I have no report.
Any unfinished business to come before the board tonight?
We have none.
Is there any new business to come before the board tonight?
Seeing none.
Is there a need for executive session?
There is not.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
You have a motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Trustee Carmona?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.